Alright, so the first issue that I ran into is I installed Windows. Then I went through probably 110 something updates, and it went through it, restarted the computer, and then all of a sudden after all the updates, suddenly there was this, as soon as the camera decides to focus, about an inch border around the entire screen to where the edge of the screen really is and when the display is. And it goes all the way around the entire monitor. It's kind of hard to see because there's not really much light and the camera doesn't want to focus. Don't freak out on me now. Alright. So, what you've got to do in order to fix this, and this is fucking stupid. Okay, like I don't understand why they did this. But, nonetheless, right click. AMD Vision Engine Control Center or the Catalyst. I forget. Some versions are different, what have you. This is the one I have, is the Vision Engine Control, and there's a nice little advertisement. You're going to come to right here, My Digital Flat Panels. You're going to write down here to Scaling Options. Okay, explain to me this. Underscan. 10% underscan stock from the factory once the update comes through? Really? What is the concept behind that? That doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. So you're just going to glad that clicker and go all the way over to 0%. All the way over to the extreme right-hand side. So watch, just... And there you go. That was the first issue that I ran into. And I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but, you know, I don't understand why they have it at a 10% underscan. You buy a 24-inch monitor, you want the whole entire 24 inches, don't you? I mean, isn't that the concept of buying a bigger monitor? I mean, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. But that was the first issue that I had. The second thing I had is, when I bought the hard drives from Newegg, let me see where I'm going here, documents, whatever, they advertised them as bare drives, which, okay, I understand, they're brand new, but why say bare drives? I mean, isn't it a given that they're empty? So here's the thing, I put them in, I set up Windows, I got everything going, and the only thing that showed up was local disk C. There was nothing else there. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? But eventually, after a little bit of research, and I think what I figured out was you want to go to Computer, right-click, Manage. Click on the Manage, and eventually it'll pop up right there. Okay. To Computer Management, you're going to come over here to Storage and Disk Management. It's going to take a minute to populate the thing there. Okay. So, this is right here, C drive, healthy boot. The rest of the drives should, if they're working properly, show up right there. So, and there's a CD drive even. So, yeah, there we got disk 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, disk 0, boot drive. Disk 1 is the 240 gig, the other 240 gig solid state drive. And then you have the 3 Seagate 2 terabyte hard drives. So what you actually have to do is you actually have to right click on it, and it doesn't say it now because it's active, but there will be a list here. When you actually click on, like, these will be a darker color and these will be black. You right click on it and it'll say new primary volume, new span volume, new stripped volume, I think is the order it goes in. If you just want a straight up hard drive like this one is, the other solid state, then you just hit new simple volume, and it'll be the topmost option when you right click right on this thing right here. And then I went at that, it goes to a setup wizard and it formats the drive. It doesn't do it automatically. You have to do it yourself in order for it to show up. It allows you to name them. At the time there's a setup wizard, it goes through, it's quite easy, it's not very long, it's just the fact of you have to find it. Like I said, this is the first computer I've ever built, so I really didn't know anything about it. So anyway, the idea, another thing I'll say about this is, and I won't move the monitor, the motherboard itself, the SATA ports for these hard drives, alright, they don't number the SATA ports. But get this, I find out after I put everything together and install it that RAID can only be accomplished on this motherboard from ports 1 through 4. I put the 2 terabyte hard drives that I wanted to do the RAID 5 on in ports 1, 3, and 5. So, shit. So, I mean, so I'm pretty much not going to be doing a RAID setup now. Instead, what I've done is there's the boot that's not the boot drive. The boot drive is up a little bit further. I'm looking through the viewfinder of the camera. There it is, boot drive. This right here is a straight up solid state drive. This 2 terabytes is a straight up hard drive, 2 terabytes. And then these two are what I did as I made a stripped hard drive. Now, what I've been told is that a stripped hard drive right there is going to be, and that's like a 3.6 gig, or no, 3.6 terabyte hard drive, excuse me. Even though there's 2 disks, that allows for it to be very fast. There's zero redundancy whatsoever, but apparently it's very fast for stuff like, what I've been told was for video capture. Now, that's important for me because, and I'm not prepared in advance, but whatever, I'll zoom in right over there throughout the horrifying mess. HD PVR. So, the gaming edition. So, that is right there, and that is what I'll be doing. When I record capture off my HD PVR, it will go straight to drive G. And then there's a straight up F, and then E is just a temporary solid state. And that is the way it is currently set up. So, I mean, everything else is pretty smooth, pretty easy. Nothing too super critical, but you never know. Is there anything else? Or are we going to switch over to, wait, hold on a second. Look at that. It's back. I didn't apply it. I did not apply the changes, so I'm going to have to do it all over again. Scaling options. Please, give me some full monitor. I don't know why I would want to apply. There it is. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to enter the BIOS real quick and set it to where it's going to be from now on, which is the performance mode. So we're going to kick this thing on right there. Pick it up. Camera doesn't want to zoom. There it is. Alright, so advanced mode, really, when you honestly get down to it, I don't really need to go crazy with the overclocking. So what we're going to do is we are going to exit to right there, easy mode. So you've got these 3 setups: optimal, normal, power saving. So we're going to go to the optimal, which will just, straight up performance. The reason, and this is still going to be more than I'll ever need, but all the same, we got Windows Boot Manager. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. Just performance. That'll do pretty much all the overclocking I may ever need on this computer. So, I just did normal just to get, like I said, everything working and running. So we're going to trip over the mouse cord itself. Whatever. And we're going to exit, save changes, and reset as soon as I get the mouse to work. There. Freaking the cord kept tripping over the damn, it was caught underneath it. Anyway. Gives you an idea about the boot speed of this on a Windows 7 on a solid state drive. It's pretty fast. It is pretty fast. Almost as fast as this thing goes out of focus. It's going crazy. What the hell's going on? Oh, groovy. Windows configurer. Alright, we're back again. I tried to show you the boot up speed, but Windows decided it had to fucking do an update configuration, so yeah, wonderful. But anyway, it's off now. Hopefully it won't do it again. We'll just hit, bam, that right there. And we'll then fight with the camera as it tries desperately to zoom. Come on. Man, what the hell happened to this camera? It used to be great. Anyway, starting Windows. Can't barely see it because it doesn't want to focus. I don't know if it's the brightness or what the hell it is. Anyway, yeah, starting Windows. And there it is, pretty much. Roughly about 30 seconds flat to boot up with the solid state drive. So yeah, that's pretty awesome.